Now, Hippolyta, the nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days brings in another moon. But, oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like a stepdame or a dowager, long worthier at a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves into night, and 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, new bent like a silver bow up in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, fill straight, stir up the Athenian youth in merriment, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companion is not for a pomp. Hippolyta, I woo thee with my sword, and won thy love during the injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, and with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes. Thou hast interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voices verses of feigning love and stolen the impression of her fantasy. With bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened youth, with cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious Duke, be it so that she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall either be to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, and yea, one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted within his power to lead the figure, or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father look, but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must be with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or to be abjured, forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, for I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting fate hymns to the cold fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so well their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere will I yield my virgin patent unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give loyalty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, for a sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest, for I, austerity and single life.
Relent, fair Hermia, and Lysander. Yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's, so you marry him.
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, and as well possessed, but my love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius is. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. So why should I not then prosecute my right? Demetrius. I'll avouch it to his head. He made love to Nidar's daughter, Helena, and he won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof. But being overfull with self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancy to your father's will, or the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood, or
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled too low.
or else misgraft in respect of years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged too young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, and sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as a dream, brief as lightning in the night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick, bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts, dreams, and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? To that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and there I will stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Trojan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than women ever spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair, that fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair, oh happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching, oh, were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear would catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue would catch thy tongue's sweet melody. Oh, were the whole world's mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
It's folly, Helena's no fault of mine.
That but your beauty, were that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall flee this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he have turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helena, to you our minds we will unfold, that tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, and decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time which lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the woods where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet. There my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lover's food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, may Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I have thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he know, and as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, holding no quantity love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is wing Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he held out oaths that he was only mine. But when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and the showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I get thanks, it is a dear expense. But here in me nigh to enrich my, to have his son and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Now here's the scroll of every man's name which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quinset, say what the play treats on and then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Marry, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quinset, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Enter as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready, name what part I am for and proceed.
You and Nick Bottom are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will have some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole, in some measure, to the rest. Yet, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part tear a cat in to make all split. The waging walks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from afar, and make him mar the foolish fates. That was lofty. Now, good Peter Quinset, name the rest of the players. This was Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let not me play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisner.
Pyramus, my lover dear, my Thisbe dear and lady dear.
No, you Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Stavling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
You Thisby's mother, Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You Thisby's father, myself Pyramus's father, Snug the joiner. You the lion's part, and I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I shall roar that I shall do any man's heart good to hear me. I shall roar that I shall make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us, everybody's
mother's
son. I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion than to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I shall roar you as gently as any shuckling dove. I will roar you to any nightingale.
You may play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man as one shall find in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colored beard, or your orange tawny beard, or your purple ingrained beard, or your French crown-colored beard, or your perfect yellow.
Now, some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you shall play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood a mile without the town by moonlight. There we will rehearse, for if we rehearse in the city, we will be dogged with company, and our devices made known. I pray you, masters, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak, we meet.
Enough, hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirits? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon sphere. And I serve the fairy queen, to do her drops upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. The queen and all her elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she, her attendant, hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, but jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the lovely boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labors in the quern, and bootless makes the breathless housewife churn? And sometime make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Now speak as the right. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I, a bean-fed and fat horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of a filly foal. And sometimes I lurk in a gobst's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap poureth the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, sometime for 3-foot stool mistaken me. Then slip I from her bum, and down topples she, and Taylor cries, and falls into a cough. And the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth, and knees and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know, when thou hast stolen away from fairyland and sat in shapen corn, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the furthest steep of India. But that forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress, your warrior of love, to Theseus be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Agles break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since the middle summer spring, met we on hill, dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or by the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets in the whistling wind. But with thy brawls, thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge hath sucked up from the sea, contagious fogs which falling in the land hath every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath stretched out his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, the green corn ere hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty and the drowned field, the crows are fatted with the Murian flock, and the nine men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green for lack of tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter cheer. No night is now with him or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of the floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that the rheumatic diseases do abound. And thorough this distemperature we see, hoary-headed frosts fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Hime's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, the angry winter changed their wonted liveries. In the mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evil comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you lament it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often has she gossiped by my side, and sat with me upon Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders upon the flood. When we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied in the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb enriched with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake, I do rear up her boy. And for her sake, I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you patiently dance in our round and see what our moonlight reveals, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare you your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away, or we shall try downright and flog your eyes stay!
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shut madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress passed it on in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me that herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll wrap a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she, waking, looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take it from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me.
Be not, therefore pursue me not.
But who comes here? I am invisible, and will overhear their conference.
Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay. The other slayeth me. But thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and yet here am I, a wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw it, I will have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not, in plainest truth, tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that, do I love you the more? I am your spaniel and Demetrius. The more you strike me, I will pull on you. Use me as your spaniel, spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me, only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worse place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high regard with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Entice not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look upon thee.
And I am sick when I look not on thee.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of the night in the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that I think it is not night when I do see your face, nor does this wood lack worlds of company, for you in my respect are all the world. How can it be said I am alone then, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
Oh, the wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds a chase. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. The speed when cowardice pursues and valor flees.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or, if thou followest me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, in the field you do me mischief. Back, Demetrius! Your wrongs just in a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed and we're not made to woo.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it to me.
Oh.
Now listen. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where ox slips and the nodding violet grows, quite o'er-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come, come, and roundle a fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute, hence. Some to kill cankers in the muskro buds, some war with rarements for their leathern wings to make my small elf coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl, the nightly hoots, the wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
New hoots and wonders do hints away, now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce, or cat, or bear, pard, or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak the truth, I forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes its meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and one single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now, much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far, be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love never alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen. To that fair prayer say I, so end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. May sleep give thee his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might prove this flower's force and stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, that despised the Athenian maid. And here the maiden, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul. She durst not lie near this lack of love, this kill courtesy. Churl upon thine eyes I throw all the power this charm doth throw. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 4. When thou wakest, let love forbid, sleep his seat on thine eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, where she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, no, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away with fear. Therefore no marvel though Demetrius do once thus. What wicked and disassembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
I got a lot of laughs. Mission accomplished.
I will run through fire for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his own reason swayed, and reason says that you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, ripe now not to reason. In touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough, young man, that I never did know, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye? But must you flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well, perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should therefore of another be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men did leave are hated, most of those they did deceive, so thou, my surfeit in my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. In all my powers, address your love and might, to honor Helena and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look, I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander, Lord? What? Out of hearing? Gone? No sound? No word? Alack, where are you? I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we on, mate?
Pat Patton, here is a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Burlaken, a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. Furthermore, better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom, the weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I assure you.
Masters, you ought to consider amongst yourselves that to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearsome wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must say she is not a lion.
Nay, nay, you must name her name, and half her face must be seen to the lion's neck, and she herself must speak through, saying thus or to the same defect. Ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. For if you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity on my life. Nay, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed, let her name a name, and tell them plainly she is snug the jointer.
Well, it shall be so. But there are two hard things. How shall we bring moonlight into the chamber? For Pyramus and Thisbe did meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar, a calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine at night.
Why, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern, and say he comes to disfigure, or rather to present, the person of moonshine. And there is another thing. How shall we bring a wall into the great chamber? For Pyramus and Thisbe, so says the story, did talk through the chink of a great wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall, or let him hold his fingers thus, and through this cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Well, if it be so, then all is well. Gather round, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts, and so everyone according to their cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What's a play, Tord? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors, odors.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear, hark a voice, stay thou but a while here, and by I will to thee appear.
Stranger Pyramus that ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry must you. For you must understand he goes to see a voice and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus. Most radiant Pyramus. Most radiant Pyramus. Most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar. Most brisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew. As true as horse, that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Nini's tomb.
Ninus's tomb, and Ninus's tomb. Why, you must not say that yet. You say your parts, cues and all. Pyramus, your cue is past. It is never tire.
As true as horse, that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, oh, strange! Praymasters, flymasters, help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about and around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, do you?
Oh, bless thee, Bottom, thou art translated. Oh.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me, if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I shall walk up and down here, and I shall sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The usual cock so black of hue, with orange tawny blue, the throstle with his notes so true, the wren with little quill.
What, angel, wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo grey, whose notes for many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored unto thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And from thy fair virtue's force, perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, truth to say, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more's the pity that some honest neighbour will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I'd have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whither thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee. They'll fetch thee jewels from the deep and sing while thou dost sleep upon pressed petals. And I will purge thy mortal grossness, so that like an airy spirit go, peas, blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Ready?
And I.
And I.
And I. And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks, gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes and green figs. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for their night tapers, crop their waxen thighs and light them in the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck wings from painted butterflies to fan moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
Hail. Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Good Madam Cobweb, I shall desire of you more acquaintance. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold. Your name, honest gentlewoman?
Peas blossom.
Commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peace God, your father. I shall desire of you more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, miss.
Mustard seed.
Good Madam Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made mine eyes water ere now. I shall desire of you more acquaintance too.
Come, wait upon him. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue, and bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her, close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest skin of that barren sort, who pyramids presented in the sport forsook his scene, and entered in a break when I did him at disadvantage take an ass's gnaw I fixed upon his head. Anon his Tisbe answered, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spy as wild yeast the creeping fowl eye, or russet-pated troughs, men in sort rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So away his fellows fly. And at her stamp, here o'er and o'er one falls, he murderer cries, and help from Athens calls. Their senses weak, their fears doth strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet pyramids translated there when, in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass. Faith, trust, pexite, dust.
Oh, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping. That is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This here is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why you rebuke him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on a bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes and blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brothers noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced to the heart with your stern cruelty. And yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Oh, henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once, tell true even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake? And hast thou slain him sleeping? Oh, brave touch, could not a worm, an adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught I can tell.
I pray thee then tell me that he is well.
And, if I could, what should I get there for?
Privilege to never see me hence, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There's no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, the death that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which in some slight measure it will repay. And for his tender here, I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turn true.
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth, a million fail confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here, I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our ferry band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for his lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside, the noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then we'll two at once were one, and that must needs be sport alone, for those things do best please me that fall preposterously.
Why should you think that I would woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look when I vow, I weep, in vows so born, in their derision all things appear. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, when they're bearing the badge of faith that proves them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more, when truth kills truth. Oh, devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? We oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
But I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen. Oh, Helen. Goddess. Nymph. Perfect. Divine. Oh, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe and show thy lips, these kissing cherries tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high Tartar snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow, when thy holds up thy hands. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you both are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and you courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but must you join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts, but I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure up tears in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here with all my will and all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep that Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but is, guess why I sojourned. And now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Spares not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thy abide dear. But look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
dark night, that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. That were not by mine eyes Lysander found, my ear I think it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should I stay when love doth press me to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide, fair Helena, who more in guilt the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. I now perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you with these conspired, with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? It's all the counsel we two have shared. The sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we chid the hasty for the time for parting us. It's all forgot, all school days, friendship, childhood innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both wet flower, both on one sampler, both sitting on one cushion, both whirling of one song, both in one key. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet a apparition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem. So with two seeming bodies, but one heart, two of the first, like coats in heraldry, and will you rend our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, it is not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed by your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as we scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me nymph, divine, precious, rare, goddess, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection? But by your consent, by your setting on. What, though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument, but fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent, sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helena, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop!
No, sir. He'll seem to break loose, but take on as you would follow. But yet, come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, oh hated poison, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust thy word.
What? Should I hurt her, or strike her, or kill her dead? Although I do hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? What news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? Why, since night you love me, yet since night you left me. Why, you left me. Oh, the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, out of question, out of doubt. Be certain, there's nothing truer. It's no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me. You juggler. You canker blossom. You thief of love. Why? Have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fie me, Faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit! You puppet, you!
Puppets! Ay, me, that way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem? Because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes!
I pray you, though you must do it. Let her not strike me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewdishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not hurt me. You may perhaps think that because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower her again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Always kept your counsels, never wronged you. Save that, unloved to Demetrius, I told him of your He followed you. I followed him, but he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go, I will to Athens bear my folly back. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
Foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander? With Demetrius?
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she be but little, she fierce.
Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me? Thus let me come to her!
Why, get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not grass made, you bead, you acorn.
Popcorn?
You are too officious on her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helen. Take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now, she holds me not. But follow, if thou durst, to try who's right, of mine or thine, is most in Helena.
Follow thee. Nay, I'll come with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you, I, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a prey. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, unless committest thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me that I should know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I should anoint an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad I did so sort, for this their dangling eye esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius. And from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next awake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. While as I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy. And then I will her charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night-swift dragons cut the clouds full fast. And yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts, wandering here and there, troop home to churchyards. Damn spirits all that in crossways and floods have burial already to their wormy beds have gone. For fearless they should look their shames upon, they willfully themselves exile from light, and for I consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have often made sport, even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay, we may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town, goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground. Lysander, speak. Thou runaway, thou coward. Art thou fled? Speak. In some bush? Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars? Telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars and wilt not come? Come, thou recreant. Come, thou child. I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here. He goes before me, but still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he's gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster did he fly. And fallen am I in the dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite. Ho, 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 coward, thou not.
Find me if thou darest, for well I wilt thou runnest before me, shifting in every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou?
Come hither. I am right here.
Nay, thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy a deer, if fair I thy face by daylight see. But now go. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
Oh, weary night, oh, long and tedious night, abate thy hours, shine comfort from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight from these that my poor company detests. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, shield me a while from my own cursed company.
Yet but three, come one more. Two of both kinds makes up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a lavish lad, thus to drive poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with dew, torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest my head till break of day. Heaven shield Lysander if they meet a fray.
On the ground, sleeping sound, I'll apply to your nope. Your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true love in the sight of thine own former's eye. And, the country proverb known, in the end each shall have his own. Jack shall have Jill, not shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk rose in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Madam Cobweb?
Ready.
Madam Cobweb, good madam, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red bumblebee on top of a thistle. And good madam, bring me the honey bags. Do not fret yourself too much in the action of it, and have a care the honey bags break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, miss. Where's Madam Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your nief, Madam Mustard Seed. I pray you leave your courtesy, good madam.
What's your will?
Nothing, but to help Cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barbers, for methinks I marvels hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do tickle me, I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou have some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and bones.
Tongs and bones? Or say, sweet love, wouldst thou desires to eat?
Truly a pick of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy who shall seek thee the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Well, come. And sleep thou, and I will wind thee in mine arms. Fairies, away, and be all ways away. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy doth enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty flowerets like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland, and now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes, and gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, waking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, my love, what visions I have seen. Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these 5 the sense.
Music, ho, music such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music. Come, my queen. Take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded, with Theseus, all in jollity.
My fairy king, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came to pass that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the vow of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds, uncoupled in the western valley. Let them go, dispatch, I say, and find the forester. Yes, sire. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bade a bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. Never did I hear so musical a discord, or such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flutes, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew, croak, knead, and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls. Slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each, a cry more tunable, was never hollowed to, nor cheered with horn, in Crete and Sparta, nor in Thessaly, judge when you hear. But soft, what imps are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius's, and this Helena, old Nidar's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer to her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bids the huntsman, wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but the couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How come this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, that sleep I hate, and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking. But as yet, I swear, I cannot truly say how I came to be here. But now I do think, for truly what I speak, I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of Athenian law...
Enough. My lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent. Of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither unto the wood, and I in a fury hither followed them. Fair Helen, in fancy, following me. But, my lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. All my love for Hermia melted away like snow. She seems to me now like some idle god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the objects and pleasure of mine eye, is only Helen. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like a sickness did I loathe this food. But, as in health coming to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will evermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will hear none. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning is now something worn. Our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned to clouds.
Methink I see things with parted eye, and everything seems double.
And I have found my own Demetrius, like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Well, why then? We are awake. Let us follow, and, by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince, flute the bellows mender, snout the tinker, starveling? God's my life, stolen ensign left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I've had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he goes about to expound this dream. Methought I was, but no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had. But man is a patched fool if he offers to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, nor his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I shall get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this, and it shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I shall sing it at the latter end of our play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent the Bottoms home yet? Is he come home?
He's not to be heard. Not of doubt he's transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
Well, of course not. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraftsman in Athens.
Yea, and he was the best person too. He was the very paramour of a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully bottom. Thus hath he lost his 6 pence a day during his life. He could not escape 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus, or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, well, bottom, almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what for if I tell you I'm not a true Athenian. I'll tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Every man or look his part to meet presently at the palace. For the short and long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let he who is to play Thisbe have clean linens, and she that plays the lion pare not her nails, for they shall hang out as the lion's claws. And good, sweet actors, eat no onions, nor garlic, for we are at a sweet breath before the Duke, and I doubt not but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words, away, go, away.
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, what these lovers say.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such same brains, such same fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than fast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies form, the form of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination, that, if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends the bringer of that joy, or in the night, imagining some fear. How easy a bush, suppose a bear.
But all the story of the night told o'er, and their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth to fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, howsoever strange and admirable.
Ah, here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love, accompanying your hearts.
Pardon unto us, you wait in your royal walks, your board and your bed.
Come now, what mask, what dances shall we have, to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where's our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Phil straight.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief, my lord. How many sports are ripe? Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle of the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch. Well, none of that. That I have told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in half, as an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning late deceased in beggary. That is old satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his lover Thisbe, very tragical mirth, merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is high ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which I must confess when I saw rehearsed made mine eyes water. But more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, no, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing. Nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intent, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I look not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and service in his duty perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
But she says they can do nothing of the kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake. And what poor cannot do, noble respect, takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, I have seen great clerks purpose to greet me with premeditated welcomes. Where I have seen them shiver and look pale, put periods in the misted sentences, throttle their practiced accents and their fears, and, in conclusion, dumbly broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I've picked a welcome, and in the modesty of faithful duty, I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, in tongue-tied simplicity, at least speak most to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with goodwill. That you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill, to show our simple skill that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here, that you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know. Good evening.
This man doth not stand upon points.
He hath read us prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wander at the show, but wander on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through walls chink poor souls, they are content to whisper at the which let no man wander. This man with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For by moonshine did these lovers think to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And the lion with its bloody mouth did stain the mantle that Thisbe left. But Pyramus coming, sweet youth and tall, found his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. And so he drew his dagger and bravely broached his boiling bloody breast and died. While Thisbe tarried in mulberry shade, came forth and found her Pyramus dead. So she drew his dagger and herself died. For all the rest, that lion, wall, and moonshine remain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may what many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think had an crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often, very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that e'er I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim look night, oh night of hue so black, oh night whichever art when day is not, oh night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And thou, oh wall, oh sweet and lovely wall that stands between a father's grounds and mine, thou wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, give me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. A wicked wall through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, indeed, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see her for as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Oh, wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones. Thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice, and now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe.
My love, thou art my love, I think.
Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover's grace.
But I, like Helen, till the Thisbe kill.
Not Shelphus to Procris was so true.
As Shelphus to Procris, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the whole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips that hold.
Wilt thou at knees to meet me straight away?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now is the wall down between the two neighbors?
There is no remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff I ever heard.
The best are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
Then it must be your imagination and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse for them, then they for themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasten, a lady and a lion.
You, ladies, whose gentle hearts do fear the small, monstrous mouse that creeps along the floor, may perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner am, no lion fell, nor else no lion's dam, and if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast, and of a good conscience.
The very best set of beasts, my lord, that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for her valor.
True, and a goose for her discretion.
Not so, for her valor cannot carry her discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
Her discretion, I am sure, cannot carry her valor, for the goose cannot carry the fox. It is well. Leave it to her discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth a horned moon present.
Why, she should have worn the horns on her head.
She is no crescent, and her horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. I, the man in the moon, seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all. The man should be put in the lantern. How is it else the man in the moon?
Not so, she dares not, for the candle, for you see, she is already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon. I would she would change.
It appears by a small light of discretion that she is in the wane, But yet, in all reason and all courtesy, we must stay the time.
You may proceed, Moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon, I the man in the moon. This thorn bush is my thorn bush, and that dog is my dog.
Why, all those things should be in the lantern, for all those are in the moon. Okay, but silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Nitty's tomb. Where is my love?
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
And so the lion.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, O spite, but mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here. Eyes, do you see? How can it be, O dainty duck, O dear? Thy mantle good, what's stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell. Come, come, cut, thread, and thrum. Quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go so far to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound, out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. I that left pap, where the heart doth hop, thus die I. Thus, now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die, 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 die.
No die, but an ace for him, for he has but one.
Less than an ace, for he is dead. He's nothing.
With the help of the surgeon, he might yet recover, and yet prove an ass.
How chance moonshine is gone before Thisbe returns to find her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
And both will turn the balance, for Pyramus, for Thisbe, which is better. He for a man, God warrant us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She hath spied him already with her sweet eyes.
Asleep, my love. What? Dead, my dove. Pyramus, arise. Speak, speak, quite dumb. Dead, dead. A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, that's a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade my breast and brew. And farewell, friends. Thus this ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Hey, and Wall too.
No, I assure you, sir, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Would it please you to see an epilogue or to hear a Bergamos dance between some of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse, never excuse. For when all the players are dead, nobody need to be blamed. Marry, if the one who wrote it and played Pyramus himself and hung himself in Thisbe's garter, it would be a fine tragedy, and so it is, truly, and very notably discharged. But come, you're Bergamesque, let your epilogue alone. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. This papal gross hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends to bed, a fortnight we hold this solemnity, and night relevels in new jollity.
Now it is the time of night that the graves, all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his sprite and the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now our frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with room before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite, hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each a worldling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will dance and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be. And the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hairlip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious, such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no say, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, not escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
tonight.